You're listening to Backstage Access, where we sit down with the artists behind the music, talking life, faith, and behind-the-scenes conversations. Real people, real stories. Let's head on backstage. All right, thank you for joining us on Backstage Access. Tonight, we have Evan and Christina from Crimson Overtone. How are you guys?
Hey.
Good.
So how have you guys been doing, with, live shows? And I know you guys are, working on music, but have you guys done any live events recently?
Not really. Last fall, we did a few shows, August, September-ish, but we really felt the Lord was telling us this year to just not book anything new until the album is fully recorded. So we've been taking a little bit of a break from live performance, and we have been hitting it hard in the studio, really trying to get all of our music done, get all of the content recorded. We have some really cool things that are in the works that we have been building up towards throughout this past year or so since we were out last, and I hope that people will really appreciate it when it comes out. And I mean, I think it'll be worth the wait personally. I don't know about you, Evan, but I'm just so excited for everything that's coming.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think what we're excited, for me anyway, what I'm excited about is the connectivity of everything, where everything is coming is, in one sense, is a standalone, but in another sense, it's all related. So the plan is this year, we're releasing 3 singles, and those 3 singles are actually connected to tell a story.
Okay.
And those 3 singles also are on the album. And so in the context of the album, they're telling another part of the same story, I guess would be a better way to put it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at any rate, everything is connected. And that's what's really exciting to me. So it's not like we're coming out with a song, we're like, oh, look, here's another song. There you go. Hope you like it. I'm really excited about the idea of we really feel like we're storytellers. And I guess Christina was talking the other day, like, we want to be, I think it was you that said this, we want to be the soundtrack to someone else's life, And so everyone's life has a story. And if you can write songs in such a way that it can be a soundtrack for a person, you really help people get through moments or celebrate moments or have moments of clarity or, can stand beside them in a moment, right? That's what a soundtrack is for. It's kind of like the oil that helps you move through the friction.
Yeah. I'm excited for you guys to release the new album and to continue to hear the singles throughout the year. This one, Victims of War, we'll play it first, and then we'll kind of do more of a deep dive and just kind of talk about, the inspiration behind it. So here is Victims of War from Crimson Overtone.
We know what darkness looks like. soul from hell, and you have kept me alive, that I would not go down to the pit.
Awesome. Now, who was the backup vocals in that song?
That was me. I didn't do any of the really pretty sounding backup vocals. My voice doesn't go that high.
I honestly, the first time we listened to it, because I've heard Evan scream before, and he's done some screaming stuff on our other projects, and I swear every time he does it, it gets better, and this time it was so clear, and I heard the Venom part and was like, that was you, and then the ending too, I was like, I don't remember having anybody read that part. He's like, no, that was me. Okay. Okay, sir. I didn't know that we were doing that, but I guess we are locked in and we are
Today.
going hard. Oh, it was so good. No, not just today, dude. Just wait. Oh, there's some good stuff coming, but oh man, it was so impressive and it was so exciting. I just am so happy that that's out in the world now.
Yeah, for sure. So kind of when you guys, I know you guys said that every song that you guys are writing, they're all kind of telling a story and it will all kind of come together with the album. But this song in particular, what was kind of the inspiration or the story behind this single?
So I have a spiel that I like to talk about the song, what it means to me anyway. Then if you have something, Christina, I'd very much like to hear your angle as well. So the cool thing about this song is neither Christina or I wrote it, lyrically speaking, I mean.
Okay.
The lyrics were written by a former bandmate, and she brought the lyrics to me. She'd been going through some pretty tough stuff at the moment, and she brought the lyrics to me, and she goes, I really don't know what to do with this. And I was like, oh, crap, I do. And so I sat down with a guitar, and I didn't really even – what's so cool to me is I didn't really even change anything. I think I moved one or two words around to get the flow to work, the lyrical flow to work. But, like, that doesn't count to me as changing anything because literally nothing is – it's the same as when she gave it. Mm-hmm. And that means a lot to me because it's a real story from a real person going through real stuff, and it just makes it so relevant. Because it's not us trying to figure out what people are going through. It's not us complaining about our own stories. This is somebody else. So the Lord's been good to her at this point. She got through all that mess, and she's doing well, which is awesome. But yeah, that's the piece that really stands out to me is just how relevant the lyrics are. And I said this the other day in an interview. It's really important that we understand as human beings that we're not on autopilot. Mm-hmm. If you're in something positive, there's something hard that's coming. It's not like if it's going to come, it's when it's going to come.
Right. And
when it comes, it is a war. I mean, just ask any family anywhere. And I think it's a fool's errand to pretend that everything is all good, and it's also a fool's errand to sit there and complain and wallow in it. That's the beauty of this song. Is it's taking ownership of the struggle and moving through it, trusting that the Lord is there to get you through the struggle. It is a war, and that's what I like about the song.
Yeah, it's like the quote says, everybody in this world is either coming out of something, going through something, or about to go through something. And
right.
I mean, that's across, it doesn't matter, every walk of life, every person.
And in each of those categories, if you think about it, if you're in a war, you're not just walking down the street. I'm thinking World War II imagery because that's what's in some of the songs there, in the song there. But like, you're not just walking down the street to go to the bread line, everything's fine and there's bombs bursting all along and they're just not affecting you. That's not how it works. Mm-hmm. If you're walking down the street to go through the bread line, you know what I mean? You're paying attention. You're watching over your shoulder. You got your kid's hand tight in yours. You're keeping your own. You're ready.
Yeah.
Right. And it's such a temptation in the society that we live in here to just pretend that everything's fine. and it's a fool's errand, man. And so this song is both a warning and an encouragement.
I mean, I agree, of course, with everything Evan said. It's definitely a humbling thing to take a step back and realize that the music really and truly doesn't belong to us, not just, in the spiritual cliche sense of like, oh, it's the Lord's music and he's going to do what he will. That's true. but genuinely, it's also someone else's story. And it may not just be her story, though of course, lyrically it is her story, but the fact that it can go out to other people, and there are going to be folks that resonate that are going through all kinds of different walks of life. There are going to be moms like me who hear this and they really resonate with knowing what chaos feels like, because parenting feels very chaotic some days. There's going to be some girl that has been in a dark place and maybe is struggling to figure out how to wake up in the morning, or some young man who's trying to figure out how to wake up the next morning and not knowing where to find that strength, where to look for that strength. And they're going to resonate with understanding what darkness and shattered and broken feels like. There's going to be people from all different walks of life. I could go on and on. There's a million different scenarios that could relate to this particular set of lyrics. And the fact that, this was 5 years ago now that these lyrics were given to us. Mm-hmm. It's been 5 years since we got these, and it's still just as relevant today as it was 5 years ago. Absolutely. When we first looked at them. And I think that's the beauty of the Lord's music and the Lord's inspiration in things, is that it is going to be timeless and relevant no matter how many years have passed.
Speaking of timeless and relevant in stories, so this is a part of this is important too. I can't even take credit for all the music. The reason being is there was an original version that I put together.
It sounds like Foo Fighters. It's very fun.
It does. It is fun. But it's we got a buddy, Will, who he and I would sit down till 2:00 in the morning just playing around with guitar riffs, and some of the riffs in this song. The majority of the riffs in this song is a compilation of those riffs. And so, it's, the whole song was actually in its own right written by two people dealing with very difficult circumstances. And, we got the honor to put it together and to, bring it to the world, and, it's ultimately just hope that it can encourage somebody, to take another step to get up the next morning, as Christina said, but it's just cool because it's not like, oh yeah, we wrote this song. No, we just sort of put it together and performed it.
Yeah.
This is the first song that we've put out that really wasn't written by us. And what an honor though, to take something that meant so much to somebody else and to be trusted with that. To be trusted to do right by those people, because it's just, music is such a vulnerable thing.
Yeah.
And these were very vulnerable moments, and to be trusted with that, it is just, I don't know, it's hitting me right now as we're talking. And I'm like, wow, what an intense privilege to be trusted with that, because she could have easily said, no, these are my lyrics. This is my story. I want to protect this and keep it safe. But instead she said, I trust you with this 5 years ago, not knowing if we would ever use it. Yeah. And now here we are 5 years later. I shared it with her and she said, I was just wondering if it was always going to just sit on a shelf somewhere, or if somebody was finally going to do something with it, because she wanted it out there in the world too. That's why she trusted us with it in the first place. Yeah. And just, wow, sorry, it's hitting me right now, just how big of a deal that is. Wow.
The fact that someone would come to you guys who wrote something so personal and say, hey, I want you to have this. And that's special in and of itself. But when it's something written from a state of vulnerability, what went through your mind? I mean, when this person, when she gave you these lyrics, what was kind of going through your mind?
So for me, that's a really interesting question, because for me, kind of my mission is to make people feel valuable. God created every one of us with a purpose. And, the scripture says that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And some of the things that I've been discovering in my own life is believing perceived lies about my own sense of self in the mirror, And when I say the mirror, I don't mean the physical body. I mean, you look at yourself in the eyes, when you look in the mirror and you look inside your soul. And there was times that I'd say, I hate you. And talking to myself because of all the things that were going on in my head, right? But that's not who God created us. And he's been gracious to me to allow me to see past that and beyond that and move past those dark places. And I want other people to see that in themselves too. That I want other people to see the value that God has in them. And so when she handed me the lyrics, my objective was like, this story is important. This story needs to be heard. This is a good story. It's real. It's tangible. Everyone deals with it and resonates with it because I resonate with it, and I know what I've gone through looking in the mirror and having my conversations in my head in my car. Mm-hmm. Right. So this is a story that can identify with other people and give them hope for maybe one more step. And that's kind of my objective with all of them. You know what I mean? And that's just where I'm coming from personally. To deal with the dark things, to deal with the scary things, the ugly things, not pretend they're not there, and not pretend that people that are dealing with them are bad people, because they're not bad people. Life is hard.
Yeah.
But God is good. And we've got to get past the hard stuff in order to see that, right? So it's all about a perspective shift.
Absolutely.
But that's kind of what went through my head when she handed me the lyrics. And, I'm really, really happy the song came out the way it did. I think it did the lyrics justice. I think it did. And I hope people glean from it, man, because there is way more to life than hating the person you see in the mirror, because you were created in his image and he has a path for all of us. The Lord has a path for all of us if we see it. And it's not a path of box checking and religiosity. It's not that. It's a path of life and knowledge and wisdom and healing and strength and power and all of those things, but it's discovered a little at a time.
Well, I know this time around, and I would say this is true of a lot of songs on this album, but this one especially, because it does mean a lot to us. I think almost more somehow because we're doing this for somebody else. There's definitely a different kind of resonance that happens. I remember in the recording session with Evan, we did a take, and he said, What happened? What changed?
Yeah.
Because
in a good way.
In a good way, because a lot of times I tend to get really timid behind the microphone in the studio. I am a lot more confident in a live setting, and maybe that's just because of my training or growing up in a certain area where I was doing a lot more stage work prior to Crimson Overtone. I didn't do a lot of studio work, but I do think there was a shift with this music, and it started with this song where we are really trying to speak life for somebody else, not speak for as in, speak over, but allowing them to be heard. There's a significance there, and it definitely resonated with me. The choruses especially, I think those were really the places where it clicked, because I could finally see a lot of her story coming into place in those choruses specifically. There's so much history, and obviously not all of that is mine to share. But it was, she was in the band and we were really close. And when she left the band, it was devastating for all of us, because we were losing a friend, not necessarily forever, obviously. But in that moment, it's really sad because life is hard and there's a lot going on. So for a long time, Evan wanted to do this song. He was pushing me to do this song, but my heart was so heavy that I felt like I couldn't get behind the microphone and do justice to these lyrics because there was so much heaviness in my own heart. The Lord has brought us back together since then, and we've reconnected, and that has been a beautiful thing. You never know what God's going to do with people, and you never know how he's going to bring people back into your life. And that has been a huge blessing. But I do think that allowed me to reconnect with her and reconnect with these lyrics and finally be able to say, okay, Evan, I'm on board. Let's do this. And to be able to have that as our first release, not just of this new year, but the first release from this whole album, as sort of an honorary piece to put the light on them and what they have meant to us. That's where that difference came in. That's where the weight of it and the significance of it has really shown through. I know that was kind of a long answer.
No, that was good.
And one of the things that I love about that song, and Christina mentioned the chorus earlier, is there is so much resilience in it.
Mm-hmm.
The piece where it says, "You can't say I've never tried," and then right after that, "I'm still rebuilding." Like, those two phrases by themselves are just immensely deep stories with more fill in the blanks than you can almost imagine,
Yeah.
And then you follow that in the second chorus with "Don't say."
Yeah.
And I'm reclaiming.
Yeah.
It goes from this definitive to a declarative.
Yep.
And it's so good.
Really, really good stuff.
Absolutely. So what was kind of going through your mind that you were hoping that those people who were listening to it for the first time, what was kind of your hope that people were going to take away from that song?
Resilience and the will to keep moving.
I would say probably the same.
Okay. So with this song and the fact that the lyrics were written by a person that was in the band before, and then you said the guitar was written by someone that was in the band before, coming together, the two of you now, did that bring a sense of wholeness, of completeness?
For me, I think it feels very much like a work of just the present, right? Because it's blending the past of Crimson Overtone with what we hope to be the future of Crimson Overtone. We are moving in a new direction, but being able to honor our past as we step into the future is something that is really beautiful to me personally.
For me, it's just as much a part of my story too. It's just as relevant as though, not that I wrote it, but I've got so much of my own self in it. It's coming from the same place. I mean, does that make any sense at all?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're still able to connect to it.
Yeah, very much. Very much.
And I think one of the things that, is great to hear through all of this is that because there, unfortunately, even in the Christian music scene, there are, band members who leave and not necessarily on the best of terms. So like, as you guys are explaining this and talking about these two people who kind of helped write the lyrics and the guitar riffs, and you guys are sharing that, you guys were able to do this together, it's really encouraging because it goes to show that, even though they may not be technically in the band, they're still part of the band and this through this song, and that you guys are still able to have a good, positive relationship with them.
I'm not going to sit here and try to say that everything's been all sunshine and rainbows in our band too. Like, we have had our fair share of tension and issues, but I mean, families, we fight, right? Mm-hmm. But I will say, and this is particularly relevant with this song. Something Evan said to me way back when we went through our first season, where there was a lot of tension and where people came and went. And it was really hard on everybody, but it has stuck with me for years now. Was he pointed me back to 1 Corinthians 13, where it says, love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. We bear one another's burdens when we are up and when we are down. We believe the best in people, even if they don't have the best intentions. We choose to believe the best of them. We hope for reconciliation. We hope for amends. We hope in the person that Christ has created them to be, and we endure through the hardships and through the difficulties interpersonally and face them head on, rather than trying to minimize them or run away from them or pretend they don't exist. And that is something that I don't even know if you remember saying that to me, but
verbatim, no.
But that is something that has stuck with me, and any time I'm going through an interpersonal conflict, like, that literally pops into my head. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes and things, endures all things. And it has helped me to have a better outlook and a better perspective on people that I've had conflict with, and people even that I've ended relationships with in the past. It helps me to see them in a more positive light. And I would encourage other people who maybe are going through difficulties and interpersonally, because it's not just artists that go through that. We all are living in the same broken world with the same broken people. We are all victims of war. But that verse in particular has has helped me so much. So, I mean, even in this particular setting, in this particular song, like I said before, there was a heaviness that kept me from being able to even look at these lyrics for a long time. And yet, but God, right? But God. And it is his story 100%.
And you know what I think is really important to me is that this is not about being religious. There's a scripture that is often passed over that says religion kills, but the Spirit brings life, because it has everything to do with knowing the creator of the universe, not the God that we've created from our own mind and own sense of morals and ethics and what have you. And there's plenty of those, right? But the actual creator of the universe who understands beyond quantum physics, right? So how is any of us going to argue with somebody like that? Well, that's the foundation for everything. That's the foundation for the relationship that we have. He presented a way for us to have a relationship with him. And that's the thing that spans the time. That's the thing that can get you through the difficulty, you know? And there in James, it says, if any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask of God, who gives generously to all without finding fault. A lot of people want to focus on the, if you lack wisdom. How about focusing on the, who gives generously to all without finding fault? You can seek the Lord and he will be found if you seek him with your whole heart. And that's the piece that allows you to hope all things and bear all things and believe all things. You know, I mean, we can't take credit for the things just like, oh, you guys are so great. No, we're humans just like everybody else. Believe me, I got plenty of people that are mad at me. Okay. All right. But the deal is I have the opportunity to connect with the creator. And, you know, even in times when I can't hear him, at least I know he's the creator and he's bigger than everything and everybody else, regardless of their opinion. I take immense amount of comfort in it because it means that I can move on to the next day and I can go, if I want to love somebody, I can. And that's real love. That's not like, oh, I don't know. There's lots of categories you could throw around in that word. And I'm not talking about any categories. I'm talking about considering someone is more important than yourself kind of love. Yeah. I can do that because God is the creator.
Even if we don't want to.
Even if we don't want to.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and even scripture tells us, you know, where it talks about loving those who love us in return, or what good is that, right? Even non-believers do that. It's one of those things like, everything that you're talking about, and just choosing to love and to, like Christina, like you said, believe the best in people, despite situations and circumstances, and going through the things that you guys have been through, and to be able to kind of get to a point now where there's that to a degree, some restoration that took place. And I would imagine maybe even through this song, or other songs that you guys may release, there's been a little bit of healing that has been brought to you guys as well.
Yeah, I would say so, definitely.
Yeah. I want to add something in talking about love, because it's a little bit dangerous to end it where I kind of did, which is where love is all warm, fuzzy feelings, and it's not. Sometimes real love actually has the wisdom to say no. It has the wisdom to close a door or a window instead of just opening all of them all the time. Real love can see. Imagine. I mean, it's the age-old analogy. The 3-year-old wants to run across the street and thinks you don't love him when you pick him up, right? He's mad at you. He thinks you hate him. He's screaming, but you're like, dude, that was a semi-truck. I mean, come on now. Don't be mad at me, right? But we're not taught in society to look at love that way. We're only taught in society to give the kid a piece of candy every time he screams. Yeah. That is not love. That's actually hate, right? So that wisdom that God gives, if you're actually considering someone else more important than yourself, which is how God defines love, it's what Jesus did. He considered all of us more important than himself, right? And so he became both the victim of war and the victor over war because of the shift that he made in eternity, right? So now we all have access to God. And so anyway, I wanted to leave the statement about love like that, where there is wisdom that is required in it. It is not just warm, fuzzy feelings, even though warm, fuzzy feelings can attach it. And when you are exercising love, there is always healing in love. Even when you have to shut a door, if it's done because you value the other party, then that door is also able to be reopened when healing shows, right? And healing will show. So anyway, I hope that's not too confusing.
No, absolutely. No, it's good. Very, very good. Good word. Well, thank you guys again for hanging out, for letting us, do a deep dive into your song and play it here on the podcast. For anybody listening, if you have not checked out in season 1 of Backstage Access, we actually have Crimson Overtone on, and we get into their testimonies and their musical influences. Just a lot of great conversation. So if you guys haven't heard that part of their story, definitely check out that episode. Christina and Evan, thank you guys so much, and really look forward to seeing you guys on the road, whether it's 2026, Lord willing, or if it's 2027, but do definitely want to give an opportunity for you guys to let our listeners know where can they find your guys' music and stay up to date with you guys.
Well, we try to be as accessible as possible. So if you're there, we're trying to be. So we're on right now Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all as Crimson Overtone or Crimson Overtone Music. You can find us there. Our website is the hub of all things Crimson Overtone. So if you want to know where to find us, the best place to go is crimsonovertone.com. And it's got all of the links to all of our social pages. It's got all of our music on there. You can listen for free on our website and
buy merch.
And buy, we've got merch. We've got social media. We've got all the podcasts and things that we're on are linked on our website. So if you want to find us, that's the best place to start. And then from there, it'll take you to all the places, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and wherever else the Lord allows us to spread on the interwebs. As far as music, you can find us on all of the different platforms, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, literally anything that you can listen to music on. We make sure that our music goes everywhere. So wherever you are, we are. Let's make some music together. That was really cheesy.
Wow.
That was that.
Ouch, man.
All right, guys. Well, again, thank you so much for hanging out, for spending your evening on the podcast with me. I really, really appreciate it.